How's it going, guys? Coffee here. Today I wanted to go over the updates that I have for the Yuga 2 Flame Focus. As you can see here, we are now hitting the damage cap if we so choose. This is not the build we actually run Profound with, but if you are trying to just max damage, spike down stuff for either Supreme Showdown or for doing like the daily or dragon thing. I think I pushed myself to like top 6 or something in this as well. Yeah, we can kind of go over the updates from the last time we went over this, basically on what we ended up changing and how much that ended up costing. So I did end up putting in about 10k more from the last video, and that was mainly like 6,000 FE or so on a ring here with Entangled Pain on a level 100 base. And then I basically crafted it with these, with the T1 Reaping cooldown recovery, and then hitting the T1 Focus and the T1 Tenacity. And then buying a new priceless scepter here. Not this one, this isn't new. This is the new one here. With the Reaping duration to reap 1 second of damage over time, whatever this mod here, with a 2-second cooldown, and then I still haven't even finished crafting this yet. So another focus damage enhancement weapon here, basically for that damage multi on our focus damage. And then yeah, we were able to do that, and then I just hit with like a base Dreamcraft here. If you are trying to go for more damage and less survivability, the Elemental Pen actually does more damage than the Max Tenacity Blessing stacks, but yeah, have it how you will. So for those looking to play this, though, to push it to this like max damage, there are some important breakpoints you need to consider. When buying a necklace, the only mod that you need to care about here is the additional focus speed. You want this to be 40%, 39, 38% at worst. Because what ends up happening is the amount of focus speed that you end up needing to get is in order to hit the breakpoint, is very heavily dependent on getting your very dependent on getting your additional focus speed mod here. Because what ends up happening is you have focus speed on everything, and I mean literally everything, in order to hit this breakpoint here. You have to have it on every one of your memories. You have to have it on your destinies here in the tree. You have to have it, you know, on your memories, on your candles, on, you know, you're pushing it on every mod. So if you end up missing it, and you end up not getting it on, if you don't have a 40% additional, then it means you're going to end up inevitably needing T0s or just perfect rolls on everything. Which is not ideal either. It's expensive in its own right. So give yourself some freedom and some flexibility, and avoid having to do that. So if you are going to buy a necklace and start out on this build, just buy one. You don't need any of these corruptions. You don't need anything else. The only mod that matters is this 40% on your additional focus speed. These do. This doesn't need to be this. These kind of vary. You can kind of wait to try to snipe one for around 2200 FE or so. But they are somewhere between 2500 and 3k normally. So kind of expect to pay that much. Everything else is, again, you want to get this corrosion as soon as you can. If not, start out with a normal one, and then if you just follow the build stuff from my Gemma 3 guide, when I first started this build, to basically build it towards this. The only difference I would make is I would say buy the Flaming Evil chest instead of the other chest. This is going to be cheaper with the corrosion, or not. I guess it is cheaper and it's better, and it requires less setup. The other one you had to get yourself like immune to ignite, and it's kind of a pain. This one here, if you are going to go with this is your uncapped fire resistance. So if you are going to do this, you got to make sure you're really taking care of your fire res, and ensure that means you're going to be basically putting fire resistance on destinies, and you're going to be putting it in different places. So keep that in mind if you do end up wanting to do that. And then when you go to search for this, if you just go to price check and instead of this, it messes up where it's set like this. Just set min 3% and you'll be able to find them this way. There's normally more of these listed. I'm only seeing one for... Oh, it's because this right here. Sorry. There's a bunch of these listed. They're like 200 FE or so. So just go buy one of these. You'll be fine. And then the other thing you want to lean into is... to end up, if you want to push damage even further, what I ended up doing was I ended up actually picking up a couple of precise concentrated. These are like 550 FE a piece, so they're nice, but again, the amount of benefit you're getting out of them is not that big, so these are like a late addition, right? It'll be a while before the best thing you could do with 1000 FE is get like 20% more damage or 25% more damage, right? So there will come a time and place where that's the cheapest upgrade you can get, but it's not early. So don't worry about trying to get that early. For actual bossing mode, right? Oh, for the slate that I'm using in interim, while we're waiting for open wound slate to get fixed because it's bugged, I just went and bought a simple slate with impending and plus this other mod here. Impending isn't the best. If you can get rushed or insight or something else, that is going to be best. But pretty much I just have a condition group here looking for this crit strike damage mod plus any of these other ones down here, right? So any of these like that deal 30%-ish roughly damage are going to be fine. Yeah, so you can go find one of these again. Verbal abuse, more with less. Reflection, impending, whatever, right? Just go find something. Frostbitten, whatever, rushed. These are all like fine. Yeah, any of them. I don't know about Focus Strike. I wouldn't buy that. I don't think it actually works with the dot. So don't actually do that. Yeah. But everything else is fine. So, yeah. Just go and try to get one of those if you want it. Otherwise, continue to do what I'm doing, which is the reality if you're actually running this in Profound is I'm not actually running this. I'm actually running one with Holiness here. Just because the additional defenses are really, really big for Profound and they make a huge difference. So I am running with this. And then for my third pet, I am also running here with this Preserver of Eternity. So my damage is a bit lower. To be honest, I even run with Blurry Steps most of the time in Profound because I just have enough damage that I don't need to bother with this. But you can see here that if I am just running around like this, I'm still doing like a few trillion damage or something like that. So like it's still plenty, especially for Profound, right? I mean, you really only need a few 100 million or so. But so this is kind of how I'm running around in my normal like tanky mode for Profound. So I'll leave you guys with some footage of kind of what I've been running and how I've been running around, and then yeah, I'll leave the this build code in the spreadsheet with this current actual Profound setup since it makes more sense. You guys can make the difference for if you want it to be 5 trillion damage or not. You know what? Actually, I'll list the 5 trillion version just so you guys can have it, and then just you guys already have a version of this Profound version here with the defensive setup. So, yeah. If you have any questions, leave them in the comments down below, and other than that, see you in the next one. Thanks so stretch. I have an ultra widescreen monitor. Apparently, someone was bringing me up. If you have an ultra wide, when you first go in, you have to hit Alt plus Enter, which is like normally for games will push it to full screen instead of windowed full screen or whatever. And doing that fixes the scale or something. I don't know. Sucks you mispressed the one. Someone got a steal. Play. Either that or it's a dirty flipper. It's probably someone just trying to buy like a standard double candle and then look and be like, what the